And hello to all my Aquarius friends. I would like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for September of 2021. Now today they have dialed up a very large spread in the form of a storyline spread. They want us to focus on work. I don't know what is going on with a lot of you Aquarius's work life. The work corner is a big place. It can be work, business, enterprise, college, area of study, retirement if you're up that age, or learning anything new. So it talks about a lot of things. It's a broad corner, but they want us to focus the entire spread for your general reading on it. So there's obviously a lot going on with it that they want you to be aware of, or at least bring attention to. So it's going to be very interesting. It's a rare spread. I don't do it often, so it usually comes up for a reason. I also had one for Virgo this month, interestingly enough. But besides that, they're quite rare. I don't see it much. And then we're going to end your spread at the very end with animal totems. They have me doing 2 animal totems for you. So they're going to be talking about the transition. They want you to go from one animal to the next. So we're going to talk all about that at the end. It sounds exciting. I'm ready to dive right into it. So the cards are already shuffled. I'm going to bring you in right now so you can watch. So go ahead and hit the like button and build up the energy in here. I like to do this live and on camera. That way that you get to watch with me what I'm doing and kind of the procedure. And then for my friends that know what I'm doing, they get to see the cards too and how they're read. So what I'm doing right now are my ritual cuts. It basically cuts the deck into 3 different pieces, puts them back together in a separate order, and that satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot. And then they're ready to run. So we're going to do a work spread for Aquarius in the form of storyline. Usually quite a large spread. So here we go. Here's my base 5. We have to go a little bit more, still a little bit more, still more, still going, still going. There we go. There's our end. So there's our base. It just kind of, you got to imagine it kind of trailing off. I can only get so much in camera doing it this way, but it's this long in length. There's our entire storyline, movie line. Now, what I need to do is check the inverts. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 9. So quite a bit. So I'm going to do a discard to see if they want me to leave it that way or if they want me to revert them all back up. In this case, they want them to stay just the way they are. So we're going to be reading very blocked, at least the way we start. Now I have to pick apart here where our stories lie. We have one here. It's going to be my end one, and then here, this is the kind of part where it gets a little choppy. How many majors? I got 1 major. Okay, we're going to do it like this. This is all going to be one story here. So there's our 4 stories. We're going to be dealing with 4 stories for Aquarius in the work section. This is all going to be about work. We do have some carryover that's usually quite prevalent. It happens quite a bit. It's not rare at all. This we'll just do 1 for smaller story. And we got a jumper. We've got a jumper. Uh-oh. All right. And finally, you know, the way that they set this up is quite interesting because a lot of small cards are called pip cards. With the pip cards, they give us a lot of details. This should be quite a detailed spread for your work situation, guys. So let's see what's going on here. Just pulling a couple oracle cards, and then I will be done with this part. I'll check again just to make sure it's on camera as best I can for you. Very hard to do, but I tried to do my best with that. The bottoms are good. Top, always an issue to get the top. Kind of do like that. That's on. And then here, that's about as good as we're going to get. So let's zoom out and get underway. Aquarius for work. Make myself some room. I'm going to start down here. Okay, so right now, storyline number one is going to refer to my Aquarius that have a lot of options in regard to work. A lot of you have been very busy pursuing this. Perhaps actually it's coming in like quite easy work. So a lot of you have a lot of options, a lot of different ways you can take this, almost like they're throwing money at you, which is a good problem to have. But at the same time, that keeps you quite busy. So, I mean, that's probably quite clear if I'm talking about you or not. So anyway, on to the rest of the advice on with what's going on there. They show that you're just blessed, okay? So you're in a good situation. All things are well. It's really hard for me to do anything as far as like talk about advice or what's going on when things are good, because you don't really need the advice. So stuff like this is almost too cheery for me. I'm not used to reading it, because like I just described, usually they show me more kind of problematic areas, and that's why my spreads are perhaps a little bit more real, a little bit more, on the problematic side of things, at least pragmatic. So this is a very good thing to see. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It's just stating the busyness. Focus on the busy. So just make sure that you don't get too busy. If this is you in storyline one, it's probably going to be, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe 20 to 30% of my Aquariuses, maybe even less than that. It could go down to 15. But if this is you, just don't get so busy that you forget or you neglect other areas of your life. This is coming up because, you have to be decisive at the same time. So having a lot of choices is a good thing as long as you're decisive and you don't get kind of like paralyzed by having so many choices, so many options that you don't choose. And at the same time, like I said, keep that family balance, or with, the balance. Usually with when you're busy with work, the finance works itself out. They're tied so closely together that it's going to be okay. Now, it's more the family, your love life, and sometimes your health that can be affected negatively by too much work or overwhelming yourself, and the stress factor. So really just make sure that you find enough balance to find the peace to get your breaks in. Okay, so that's what story one is all about. It's all about balance. Okay, you're blessed, good situation, all things checking in good there. Storyline number two. For a lot of you, this is probably going to be more rare than even that. This is people working with somebody that they're really close to. Usually this is a loved one. It's usually if you work with your family member, or if you work with your spouse, or you work with the person you're in a relationship with, or even your roommate or good friend. Somebody who is extremely close to you. That's who we're talking about here in this story. They're saying that you're getting out of bankruptcy. The card is bankruptcy or abandonment. Usually it doesn't mean exactly bankruptcy. It just shows that like money is becoming good now. So you're getting out of this phase where you didn't have any, essentially, and now things are getting better. They show also the Six of Swords up here. They show you're moving into a calmer area in regards to work. Very good things. You may also be paired up. I have the Two of Cups. That's why I mentioned, you and somebody else, but it may be you being kind of married to your work. It may be you being married to your business, starting a business, operating your business, or operating something new in regards to entrepreneurship or enterprise. Whatever this is for you, the spectrum is quite vast. They show that this is moving in a good direction. So again, good news, Aquarius, but what do I do with it? What kind of advice do I give you? We have the Thinker card here. That's probably my cue to let you know that just don't stop with your progress where you're at. Continue to think of new ways to improve, what your next steps are going to be. Because just because you're at a good spot now and you're moving into these calmer waters now, it doesn't mean it's going to be that way always. So just keep that in mind and keep progressing, keep forward thinking as much as you can. We just want this to continue, basically. Long story short, all things good. Let's move on to story number 3. Let's go up here. Story number 4 is not going to be so pleasant, just telling you. It's not. This whole spread is not going to be as joyful as the first 2 stories have been. Okay, so, we're going to start in story 3 with a little bit of irk. Irk. The first thing that they show me is a lot of you in story number 3, you need to really get control of your head in regards to work. Some of you kind of lost your mind a little bit in work. So this is more of the chaotic Aquarius work life people. Okay, and depending on how the spread ends up working out, this may be the bulk of my spread. Depending on really who's tuning in, it's really what it's all about. Really kind of losing your mind. You have the potential to lose your mind with your work in September. So they really want you to kind of take control of your thoughts, your mental health, really, in regards to work. For a lot of you, they show that we have the death card coming in blocked here. It doesn't mean somebody dies. It means we need cleaning out of the closet. It means something needs to be completely removed and gutted out of your life. You almost need to start over. For a lot of you, this is a starting over that needs to occur in regards to work. Maybe your workplace is toxic, or maybe you've just run your time. You've gone through your cycle with the job, and now it's time to do something different. It may be time to leave the entire company. All that kind of stuff comes up with the chaos and the death card here coming up in your work corner. We have, they're also saying that you've gotten to the point where you just don't give a shit. Just pardon my French, but there's no better way to put it than that. I have the card of the Three of Pentacles, which is taking great pride in something you've built. Inverted, it means quite the opposite. So it basically means that you're like, screw this. I don't care about it anymore. That's really how a lot of you are feeling here in story number 3. Again, sometimes, tarot just gets a little too real, a little too magical. Here we have TikTok. I mean, this is just going to close the whole story altogether, because that's all about timing. So the time is perhaps right now when you need to leave, or at least you need to start considering about the timing. This is a September spread. We're going to talk about moon cycles in one moment, because that's going to tie directly here. But you know what? Divine timing is a big deal. You guys probably, if you're with me this far on story number 3, and this is you that I'm describing like to a T, you probably already know where this timing thing is at, when it's best. It may be right now. It may have been a couple weeks ago, and maybe you're just waiting on something and you just need to go, whatever it is, this is not good when you don't care about what you're doing. You want to at least kind of like what you're doing, even if you're not paid that well. Being happy is a big thing, and not being stressed is a big thing. Going back to the beginning, not losing your mind over work is a big thing. So this is stuff we want fixed. Start thinking about it if it's you. At the very least, start thinking about what you're going to do about it. Start pursuing other options. This is all coming up for a reason. If they're telling you it's time to leave, that more than likely means the universe is going to provide you alternatives to it. So be on the lookout for that. Do what you got to do for that. Your mental health is important. It's huge. You got to at least be mentally clear with what you're doing. So that's story number 3. Now, how that ties into the moon cycles, every month I do a moon cycle forecast. I let you guys know about what's going on with the new moon and the full moon. So in September, we have the new moon on September the 6th on Labor Day. That is when you want to bring something new into your life, manifest it. It doesn't matter what it is. You can bring in anything new, whether it's financial or work, a job. You're trying to, attract dates and a loving relationship, whatever it is for you. Whatever you want to attract, the beginning of the month, much more ideal than the end. In the end of the month, we have the full moon energy that happens on September the 20th. So toward the end of the month is when you want to get something out of your life that doesn't fit anymore. And there's no better example I can give than the full moon energy, than story number 3 that I just described. When you don't care about it, when it's affecting your mental health, and it's time to go. Full moon all the way. So I would kind of gauge this, if you got to do it early, do it early. But the end of the month is going to give you flow. It's going to give you kind of momentum to get this thing done, to get out and stay out. And, it doesn't have to be on the 20th. Just any time toward the end of the month is ideal for something like this. And I already explained how the new moon works. So this is all covered in my moon cycle cheat sheet that I put together. And that's basically a reference tool to kind of help guide you through the rest of the year. It's not just good for September, it's good through the end of 2021. And it's absolutely free. I'm giving it away. All you have to do is sign up for the newsletter. Also free. It's on the website, scottsagent.com. You go to the bottom, put in like your first name, last initial, email address, you send that off. And when I get that, I send you back the newsletter along with the moon cycle cheat sheet. So that's a guide you can use. And that way you can kind of careen through the rest of your year confidently as you move forward with important decisions. Timing is huge. We have the TikTok card coming up. So timing, timing, timing. So there's our moon cycles. And then we get into story number 4. All right, so story number 4. A lot of you Aquariuses are coming out of a really weird, mysterious phase in regards to work, okay? That's probably the best way to put it. A lot of you are probably like, yep, that's me right there. Okay, so it's very obvious if it's you. A lot of you, this is, again, they bring up mental health, but this is more binding, it's more constrictive, it's almost heartbreak in relation to this. Some of you may actually have your love intertwined with work, and that has turned bad too, or recently. It may not even be September, because this is a carryover, guys. This is not new. What I'm talking about has happened months prior. Maybe August. It could have even started even before that. I'm not sure. All I know is it's coming into your September. And hopefully the way it looks is that you're getting over this hump of this weird phase. So hopefully we're over that hump. You're moving forward in September. And when exactly in September this breaks open, I think is mostly going to be up to you and your free will and your choices. I don't think they're going to dictate a timeline here for you. I also have a blocked new business or new enterprise coming up here. It's coming in blocked because the timing's not right. So if you're trying to do a business, you're trying to do something new with your retirement or enterprise or even start college, stuff like that, anything learned that's new or has to do with business, it's not the time for it in September. Basically what they're saying here in story 4, you got to deal with this kind of moon energy first. It's in the way. Once it gets out of the way, then you can start pursuing these new ideas in regards to work and basically end up in a joyful spot. I have the second greatest card in the deck here, the 10 of Cups. The problem is it comes after the blockage. So the blockage comes first. We just basically got to get you over the hump is all it amounts to. They tell me here your tribe. So you're very, a lot of you are very... you have a small, perhaps, circle of friends, but good friends. And, this is kind of your way out or your the way that you can kind of de-stress and feel better about the situation and kind of just, you have them with you on this journey for support to, as you get out of this funky moon energy. As it's a process. Like I said, it started before this month and it may end after this month. I'm not sure. But really the best you can do is take things day by day, not stress about it. This is not going to be forever. This is transitory. So that's really the main thing about story number 4. So that is all the stories for your work spread. Now we're going to get into the animal totems. And the animal totem is, like I said, it's a transition. So we're going to see 2 different animals here. Now that is a major card. I can't do animal totems there. So our first one is that. And then our second one... Let's see here. I have both. Let's see what we got. The very first one is going to be a bear. I have a little bear here made of red jasper. And they got you going from bear into a wolf. So we have a bear into a wolf. Very, very simple animal totems. I'm usually used to like more weird ones. Like, like I had what did I have? Like, I had a lamb go into like a goat or a moose and a rhino. Just anyway, more off the wall ones. This is very simple. They kept it very simple for you guys. So bear into wolf. So, first you need to start with the commonalities that they all have. They're both kind of apex predators are at the top of the list. So continue to be aggressive this month. That part's not part of the change. The main difference between the 2 animals that occurs to me first is that bears are more solitary and wolves are more in a pack. So this is probably a good month for you to, well, like I said with the tribe, the tribe, the pack, same words, same idea. really kind of get with your group this month. You don't have to be alone this month. It's probably not a good month to be a little bit solitary or isolated. Really kind of surround yourself with people, just like the wolf is a part of its pack. So we're getting away from the bear, going into the wolf. Besides that, there's not a whole lot of differences between the two. There is a size difference, notably, of course. So, but I don't think that's a focus area of what they're trying to convey. I think they're really just kind of keeping it simple for you and saying that, we just want you to. A lot of you have been doing this by yourself for too long, perhaps, and we want you to expand this out, perhaps expand your thinking, think of new ideas, new ways that you can get out, meet new people, expand your work spread and work situation to improve it. That's what this whole spread is about. Hopefully you found the story that does that. So that is basically the key points to the animal totem transition that I have for you. Quite a simple one. I mean, I guess I should thank them for that. Usually, like I said, it's this weird stuff, but very, very simple for you Aquariuses. So, is what it is. Very good information across the whole thing. I feel like this was a big spread, even though it kind of went by quick for me. So that's going to wrap us up for September. Please remember to subscribe. I do these videos every single month, like the post, so you get to see them in the future. And also on Facebook, I'm doing giveaways now pretty much every month. So follow the Facebook page as well. All that's in the comments. You can find links to all of it. I do need to remind everybody that this is a general reading. We are sharing a lot of Aquarius bubble energy here. If you're looking for information that's personal and private just to you, I do offer private readings on my website, scottsagent.com. That's going to wrap us up for September. I hope you guys have a wonderful month, and I'll see you in October.